Next comes the synopsis. And the synopsis can be 1.5 to 2 pages where it looks like this. And you're basically recounting, and not in a dry way, but you say the synopsis of title, right, and your name, just to, kind of bold that. And every time you introduce a character for the first time, you want to bold. You want to bold it. As you can see, a synopsis doesn't have to be huge chunk paragraphs. You kind of break it up. It could be like, first part, then, you just follow the plot in many ways, right? And this one is 1.5 pages long. The one for seeing the elephant went to 2 pages because I think I had so many characters and a lot happened in that novella. Very, in that 31,000 words, a lot was happening. So it's basically you're just kind of recounting what's happening and what you wrote, and it condensed with highlights. It's not meant to be dry. It maybe comes off as dry, but it's okay. Don't think of it as dry, but kind of just, hey, this is what happened. This is what happened. Synopsis, basically, it's saving the publisher and the agent, a quick, instead of reading a full manuscript, they could read this in 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever. And, interesting. They'll think, oh, look at all these characters, or, oh, wow, this is something I'd be interested in. So when you're doing, when you're ready to submit, you need to do your grunt work. There's a lot of research involved in, are you going to send it to agencies, presses, small presses, large presses, contests? There are places that you can get online that kind of help you track your queries, your submissions, which is helpful. Because if you don't, agencies don't want, if they've rejected you, sometimes you can query and submit to other agents, but most times they'll say if one passes, that means we're not interested as an agent. So you want to have that. I usually make a Word spreadsheet for myself just so I can track who I've sent it to. There are other online sources for this called Query Tracker. You just look it up. Just say, hey, I'm interested, querying agents, and then all these things will, query literary agents. These things will pop up, and you'll see that they're very helpful. You do have to pay sometimes a fee, like an annual fee associated with having something like this. But at the end of the day, it's helpful. I've kind of got accustomed to my own Word spreadsheet that I track, declined, notes, all that, so I can track who I've sent it to. The research is you got to be thorough. There's a lot out there, not only in the United States, but Canada, overseas in England. Who's accepting? Do some presses only accept Australian writers, Canadian writers? You got to look at the fine print. Some agents want only a query. Some agents want a query with a synopsis in the first 5 pages, all in the body of the email. Some want his attachment. Some want full manuscript. Some want a query with a full manuscript. Some want just a full manuscript and that's it, which is rare, but you got to read the fine print, right? And keep a catalog, itemized. Know who you sent to, what's been declined, what's been accepted in terms of a full manuscript, so you can kind of 2 or 3 months later, kind of do a follow-up. Hey, I send this to you. Please tell me the status. So this is what's going on. It's I, as a writer, I need to keep writing. So after seeing the elephant, I have projects in mind. I am starting to, kind of outline, piece together ideas for my next project, which I want to start work on. Because I find if I stop and just focus on just only this, it could be very, it's just naturally anxiety producing. For any writer to wait, to hope, to, and if it's all about that for me, I'll have problems. So I want to get to my next project. Also, as a writer, I think if I'm taking too much time between projects, it might, I might just lose the kind of magic of it, the magic of, just picking back and getting into that process again. So I don't want too much of a lull. For me personally, other people take time. That's okay. Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever floats your boat. So there's some information on querying, on submitting, on researching agents. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Just like, hey, literary agents, United States, best literary agents. You just, do a Google search, boom. The world is at your fingertips. You're going to have to start. You'll find your favorite websites. You'll find your favorite online tools to help you. And just be patient. Give yourself a break, but don't be so hard on yourself. Submitting, querying agents, publishers, trying to get your book published is a very fraught, taxing, anxiety-producing, disheartening journey. So you got to focus on the other. Self-care, positivity, creativity. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. It is subjective. It isn't. You got to not take it personally, even though you do. You got to learn. You got to manage expectations. I think more than anything else, managing expectations. I am trying to get to the point in my life where I don't want to have any expectations, even though it's hard not to. We're human, right? We're human beings, and so it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel these things, but manage. Don't let yourself go. Start going down that hole. Don't go there. If you're circling the drain, put the cap on so you don't go all the way down. And that's a very important part. Is that psychology, the emotion, the self-love and the self-care during this whole process. And those who celebrate you, know your work, and lean on them. Lean on them when you need to, and talk about it. Sometimes you got to just get it out into the universe, to yourself. Talk to yourself about it, man. If no one else wants to listen, talk out to the universe, because the universe will hear you. Okay. Hope that helped. Peace.
Tasty.